Hey, folks, it's Lunch with Mal. Zithros, pardon me, you were definitely first because you commented when it was just scheduled. That was an hour ago. You posted this, but hey, props. Wow, we have 4 people here already. I guess that's what happens when you actually schedule it ahead of time. I should be better at that. But if I schedule, I feel obligated to make a thumbnail. I don't like making thumbnails. You see where we're at with this. Well, anyway, it's Lunch with Mal. Nice to see all of you here today. It is, of course, as you all know, the last day of Saturnalia, the most important of ancient Roman holidays, where they had a tree that they decorated with little baubles and stuff, and also gave gifts and other things, and basically partied for a week, as Romans do. Then they get a breather for like 2 days, and then the 25th is when solstice used to occur. The calendar shifted, solstice didn't. And I think it's the calendar. And so as a result, they would have another big party on solstice. So yeah, party time for the Romans, and kind of for us, it's a pretty consistent thing. All humans are like, well, this time of year sucks, so we might as well celebrate random things and just like look forward to spring. Except, of course, the further north you live, the further away spring is. Here it's now like April before it gets nice. Back in Massachusetts, March things started to get pretty nice. But sound off in the comments for those of you who are here. It's always nice to hear, folks. I have just a pretty chill Lunch with Mal plan today because we're coming up with the holidays. I don't want to stress people out being like, oh, did you do this? And you need to do that. You need to do that thing. But also, like, got a plan for the new year. Probably worth thinking about that a little bit. But of course, there's going to be a Lunch with Mal, pardon me, next week at the same time. So we'll do, actually, no, not sorry. Next week will be the same time as usual. I'm going to do a Lunch with Mal on the 1st. So when you're recovering on the 1st and don't feel like doing anything, well, you can just hang out on the sofa and watch Lunch with Mal. That's right. It is also Festivus for the rest of us today. So you can, for those who celebrate Festivus, you can do that too. Hey, Kate, how's it going today? I always forget that it's Festivus. Like, I remember Festivus is on the last day of Saturnalia. That's the important thing. I published a book today. Pretty stoked about that. Second book I published this year, just under the wire, basically. Oh, nice, Monique. Awesome. Yeah, I just don't do the thumbnail. Bad, Mallory. I mean, I would do it for other things, just not for lives. Yeah, we have to air our grievances. That's an important part of Festivus. For those of you who don't know, Festivus comes from Seinfeld. It's a holiday that George's family would celebrate. It was the Festivus for the rest of us that didn't do religious celebrations. It involved the all-important aluminum pole that was their decoration. And one of the main parts of the celebration was the airing of grievances. So with like, it's kind of funny because like it has like the idea of like, let's get everything out before the end of the year and start fresh the next year. But really, it was just George's father bitching about shit. Well, thanks, Kate. Yeah, technically the book just needed to be out by tomorrow, but you never know with Amazon, so I released it today, and it's already up and it was up and running in like 30 minutes for the book to be available. So probably not that many people publishing right now. That's probably what it is. So the system goes fast. I don't know, but it's 5 short stories. Yeah, 5 short stories came to 56,000 words altogether. And I'm stoked. I think my readers are going to like it. It's more as a peek into an era that I don't normally haven't written about too much, but want to write in. So I'm using this as a way to sort of like feel out readers' sentiment and see what they think about more stories set in this era. Hey Tim, how's it going? Amazon does like to Amazon sometimes. I love the fact that Jill has the season end episode here for us. Kind of a continuity thing that Festivus never came up before season 9. They went 9 years without Festivus being mentioned. Maybe it wasn't just mentionable. I don't know. So yeah, We're already here for Christmas, though. It feels like I've got to wrap a present for my dad. And then Jill's sister played it smart. Rather than shipping things directly from her house to here in Canada, she just ordered things online and had them delivered to us. And then Jill and I have to wrap each other's presents from her sister, which I'm like, I hate. I like wrapping presents for what I'm giving them because I feel like it's part of like the package I'm putting together. I don't actually like wrapping. I don't think anybody likes wrapping. I'm sure somebody likes wrapping, and no shade on that person. In fact, can I hire you? Um, but we tried to send Jill's sister presents, and thus far have twice failed to get the presents going. One time, we got them out the door to Perlator, and then they came back because Perlator will no longer ship food to the United States. There's just like some candy in there because apparently American border customs are too painful to get through if there's any kind of foodstuffs in there. But Canada Post will. But Canada Post requires you to fill out your customs declaration on their app, and there's a QR code that you scan, and that didn't work. I was at the post office, so we're over 2 on getting Jill's sister her presents. It's been an event. Oh, she shipped 3 boxes from her house as well. Oh my god! Did you also ship her some things directly, honey? I feel like she's sending us a lot more than we've sent her. Yeah, shipping is okay. That's good, honey. I figured you probably have, but well, I hope her stuff gets here. I mean, getting stuff into Canada is a lot easier than getting stuff into the States from Canada. So it used to be the opposite. It used to be Canada was a tricky one. The States was a breeze to get anything into. That's gonna be a big thing when I do my next Kickstarter. Um, Figuring out the logistics behind shipping. I may like bulk ship a bunch of things across the border. Um, I've already signed and then have them shipped out from there. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. But that is a concern. So it's easy when you're in the States because most of your Kickstarter backers are going to be in the States. It's so much trickier when you're not. But be that as it may, I'm stoked having the book out. Second book this year has new content, and I actually really enjoyed reading the stories in it too. Because even though that, except for the book one, they'd all been edited and published before. I reread them anyway because I wrote a little forward to each one, and I wanted to sort of like reacquaint myself with the story. So it was a really good time to sort of re-immersing myself in those tales. Yes, Jill is very adamant that my Kickstarter must get into the calendar soon. I actually have potentially 2 Kickstarters to run this year. I've got 3 books. Actually, there might be 3 Kickstarters to run this year. There's 3 books that are currently unpublished that I want to re-release. There's Jill is writing a trilogy of which the first 2 are done and done-ish, and we want to kickstart that trilogy. And then I also realized it's the 10th anniversary of the publication of the first science fiction book I ever wrote, called The Lost Colony Ship, and I want to do a Kickstarter for that too. I think for its 10th anniversary. So lots to do this year. Tim says, to comment on the new book, I quite enjoy the short stories. I'll probably still grab it. It's not on KU, Tim. I realize I can't put this one on KU because one of the stories is still published in another collection. And so it can't be on KU while they also have it published. So it's $2.99 for now. But you don't have to worry about it, Tim, because you've purchased, I'm sure, everything else that these stories are all in. When you unpublish, how do you go about updating any links and back matter that went into that book? You unpublish. You would just, I guess, if you're concerned about the links being bad, you just have to go through every single book you have published and alter the back matter links. Some tools like Vellum and Atticus make that fairly easy, and also Drafted Digital. If you use their stuff that builds your back matter links, you can just go in, update the back matter stuff, and then tell it to republish the books, or at least give you new books that you can then upload. But at the end of the day, it's still going to be a bit of a manual process because you're still going to have to go into Amazon at the very least to reach one of those. Did you just unpublish one book, Gen Z, and the rest, everything else is still up? Or yeah, it's not that expensive. That's right. It is. Yeah, it's $3.99 Canadian, $2.99 US. I'm used to speaking in US dollars for these things. Because like when it comes to like our business. We still everything, all the money is still U.S. money. Everything happens in U.S. funds. One of my readers in Discord just said they already purchased. They just purchased it too. So hooray! Tomorrow I'll send out my newsletter, but the people that are in the know can get it today. It's always a fun thing to do with your readers too. It's like people that are like your mega fans that are, part of your Discord or your Patreon or whatever you have. Obviously, you just give them things early. But even Patreon's a little bit different because obviously you kind of are expected to, if you have an active Patreon. I do not. You're kind of expected to give people things early. But for me, it's just, hey, if you're like a giant nerd and you're in my Discord, then you're gonna find out about stuff sooner. Oh no! Why do you have to unpublish from Gen Z? Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have some. It's not the end of the world, but it'll be something like. What I might do is like maybe you've got a couple of books that you push quite heavily. I would make sure those are updated first. And if you've got some stuff deep in your backlist that like almost never moves, you can just schedule like one a week or something like that. Because I tell you, doing a whole bunch of books at once can be kind of risky because if you make a mistake and publish the wrong thing, if you're doing like a ton of books all at once, it could be kind of bad. Like you upload the wrong manuscript or something. I got you there, Gen Z. Yeah, that's totally a thing. Kate was saying, I think about updating my back matter to a series link rather than digital books. I release 3 to 4 titles a year and spending the day updating my Amazon files every time is a pain. I don't know, Kate. I mean, just don't update them all. That's what I did. I figured I was doing like a book a week because that would have been a nightmare to have to do that. My back matter, see if I have one handy here. Where is it? There we go. This is the one I just did. Sorry, I'm being slow here. I am actually sharing my screen. I'm just not fast. Come on, it's like 2 days before Christmas. Okay. So my back matter looks like this. So every single book is linked. And then if I go in to touch a book, like I have to fix a typo that I found or something like that. Or if I'm redoing the cover, I'll update the internals as well. And they'll all just get updated. If I was smart, I would also link the series to the series page as well. Then I can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone because people could also just click on the series name. I gave a little note saying like, if you're, I don't know, something that would explain what to do. But yeah, I list them all out. And to be honest, for a long time, I used to have this list at the bottom of every email I sent out to. It was in my newsletters. And I took it out because too many links in your newsletter can make it appear to be spam. But I got some people that were actually kind of cheesed. They're like, I was using that list to like find all the books and keep up to date with everything. So they really liked it. Yeah, Tim, you will benefit for sure from the Canadian side of the Kickstarter thing. Oh my goodness, Kate, really? You can't stop yourself? You can't just say like, hey, I'll get to it when I get to it for that? I mean, at least it keeps your books tidy. So there is that. Depending on your formatting though, there are services that will at least rebuild all the EPUBs for you. Like I said, like Draft to Digital or Atticus, or I think Vellum does it. You don't want to overload readers with too many links right at the end. So when they get to the words "the end" of your story, you should have one main call to action. It's like generally, go get the next book. If you're at the end of a series or the next book's not out yet, and you don't have a pre-order, you can maybe have it be something else like sign up for my newsletter, be notified when the next book comes out, or go read book 1 of this other series. It's also very awesome. And then maybe a secondary link to like another series that branches off. And that's it. Like no more than 2 links after the words "the end." On the next page, you could have your thank you and ask for a review and all that jazz. And then following that, you could have your full list of books. But it's really the choice. You want to limit choices right at the end. But there are those people out there who they want to see the full list of books and they're going to go back. I was like that. I would get the end of the series by an author or book by an author. I'd be in the back looking for what else they wrote. And if it wasn't there, I was actually usually pretty cheesed. So, oh my goodness, Kate, it leaves a pit in your stomach. This is for those of you just joining, the idea of not updating her back matter. You know, I don't know, like, I hate to say it. I know it's a pain in the butt. I still think you need all the links. Because otherwise, how do they know that a new book's out? Right? Like the series, the link to the series page isn't as enticing as your titles and what they might suggest. Um, and if they're like, oh, I read 2 books in this series, they don't know that there's 3 more or something like that. So I hate to say it, but I think you still got to put all the links in. I don't think there's a way around it. You just got to do it. Yeah, that's how I do it, Tim. The latest book is always gonna the latest book's always gonna have the most updated list. So you just pop into the latest book and you get it. You do sometimes have to do that because some of my books have changed names. Tim mentions you have to sometimes look through his collections of early versions to get the previous names. I haven't changed that many names on my books though. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I ruined your plan with concerns about reality and stuff. So yeah. So I asked this almost every lunch now this month, but anybody have anything cool that they have going on this month, sales wise, planning wise, a cool scheme that you've come up with, or a cool plan for next year, like something awesome you've got in the works that you're really excited about. I can't wait to get out. Will you use to track my links? I have a master Word document that has basically it just looks like that back matter thing. And whenever a new book comes out, I update that master document, and then I just copy and paste that into each book as I work on it. No, I'm pretty low tech when it comes to stuff like that. I don't like having a lot of systems for things. If I can do something sort of by convention versus configuration, then I prefer to do it. Configuration would be like software, a system, things that have to move things from one place to another, that have some sort of programmatic connection, you know, like a Word document could read on a spreadsheet or something crazy like that. Like that's all fine, but that's anytime you have configuration that you have to do, it's actually worse than just things work naturally by convention. Convention is always the better scenario for my years of software development. Yeah, that's okay. Monique says, thankfully, Vellum lets you reuse sections, quickly add the next book. Yeah, so you can just, so Vellum can do that too. Are you eager to find out what's next for the Lissa series, Tim? I have not yet started reading James's new book. I'm going to be doing that maybe tomorrow, maybe today. We'll have to see. Now that I've got like all the pre-Christmas stuff taken care of, and I'm done being sick. We got our entire house actually got sick. We're actually missing some of the family festivities today and tomorrow because we don't want to get everybody else sick right before Christmas. But yeah, there are plans. There's going to be at least 7 more books in that series, or 6 more books, but possibly 7 more books in that series. Actually, honey, that's way out of date. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you weren't answering.
Well, they were asking for how I manage everything for the book, honey. I never used that to actually build anything for my books. Sorry, I had a verbal conversation with Jill just. My website does have a full list of like a master spreadsheet-esque kind of list for my readers as well. Plus, one of my readers made a website that actually has like a subway map style reading order system for my readers too. So Kate is plotting her next book and my motorcycle club series, and we'll be starting a new series next year. Nice. How many books in on the motorcycle club are you? Just like, oh, your last book. You did say last book. I read for some reason my brain put that inserted that as next. So yeah. You know, something to think about, and this is, you know, advice you can execute on right now, Kate, is in an ideal world, I haven't always followed this myself, but I follow this most of the time. I never end a series, then start a series. The next series always starts 2 or 3 books at least before the prior series ends, so that every series can pick up steam and build readership before the other series dies out. Otherwise, you end up with like a dip in income. And what if that new series doesn't take off and your mainstay series is ended? You know, so that's something that I try to do whenever possible is to overlap my series a bunch. Plus, then you can also have if you're in the same universe, you can have crossovers, and for like several books, you can drum up interest in the new series. Monique says, beside re-releasing the series I wrote, 3 nonfiction series to button up. So I'm only working on nonfiction. You just can't help but be busy, can you, Monique? It's like your jam. Just like, how busy can I be? See, Dennis did a reader magnet for my 5-part historical fiction series, World War One. I made it about carrier pigeons. Oh my god! So like, you must know all the pigeon lore about how like carrier pigeons used to be super common, right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this. My understanding is they were ridiculously common. People everywhere had carrier pigeons, and then when the telegraph came out, everybody just sort of like released their pigeons, and the pigeons are like, sorry, what? Like, they don't know. Their instincts, their survival instincts were gone. They didn't know what habitat they should be living anymore. They just stayed in the cities because that's what they knew. I think it's pretty awesome. Tim is looking forward to my Lissa series. Yeah, I really like the Lissa series as well. It's super awesome. I mean, the main line is technically 4 series. The main line is Tanis Origins, Intrepid Saga, Orion War, Ascension West, sort of the main line. And I would consider Lissa to actually be just a very early part of the main line of my series. But yeah, I'm a really big fan too. One of the series I really want to revisit is Empire, though. I feel like there's another Empire book that should happen. Book 8 for Kate. That is a long series. I love it. Oh, nice. So you've already done this. Perfect. Good job. Monique uses Google Sheets as pages for all my books previously written and upcoming. Quite organized. Jill says she needs more pigeon lore. I agree. The more pigeon lore, the better. This is good. It's a Capricorn thing. Yes, Capricorns use stubborn SOBs. I think Artar is a Capricorn, right? Yeah, because she always refers to herself as a stubborn goat. Well, not always, but sometimes. It's our season. Okay, yeah, even as a Capricorn. That's where the comments got all of it and jumped. Tanis Origins is a lot of fun. Tanis is one of my main characters, and in her main series, she was a lot older and mature and super smart and competent and surrounded by competent people. So there was less shenanigans, you know? I really wanted to write Tanis and shenanigans. So I jumped back to when she was like 30 and I have a series about her when she was 30. So we get a lot more shenanigans. Okay, that is good, Kate. Then obviously you've done the work. You're ready. The opposite questions for Matt. Yeah. I'm always here to answer anything people are curious to know about. I haven't been talking about ads, but if you have any questions about ads, generally this time of year is when ads really start working really well. I always say, like, the work that you do, getting your ads up and running, keeping them going, keeping them, as profitable as possible during Thanksgiving and then afterward, pays off at this time of year. And like every ad account that I manage, the read line is going up right now. Ooh, comments are going. Hey, Yasmin, how you doing? I agree. I actually have the cover for the next Tanis Origins book. It's called Agent, is the title of the book. And I have a rough idea in my mind what it's going to be about. Because I hear you're supposed to do that before you write the book. You should have at least some idea of what it's about. There is also a nonfiction book I want to write on how to effectively pants. Because there's the infamous writer Take Off Your Pants book about not pantsing and plotting, and I want to write a book about how to be a better pantser because I pants and I do plot sometimes, and there is a place for me for some amount of plotting. But yeah, I'm all about pantsing. It's possible. I think the main hero shot for the character is fine. I think about it, the wrong ship is in the background anyway, so I would have to get that changed. Yeah, yeah. I keep like a running bullet list of things I have to remember to do. Like, don't forget that you like opened this thread or drop this red herring or something like that. But it's nothing beyond that. Dennis has been brainstorming and outlining with Claude. It's really quite helpful. Claude is pretty good. Claude actually is what came up with the title for the book that I released today. Claude, I interrogated a bit to see how well Claude knew me and my books, and it knew me and my books fairly well. So I said, "Hey, I've got this story that's about this," and Claude even asked good questions like, "What parts of your timeline does this span?" Like Claude understood I wrote books that span a really long timeline, and then came up with some titles, and then we did a bit of refining, and they're ended on the one that I really liked. A reverse outline. Oh, that sounds really interesting, Yasmin. That sounds like it's worth checking out. Is that your YouTube channel? Yasmin Gale Norn official, I assume. Jen has a release on the 26th. What ad should I focus on? Amazon, Facebook, TikTok, IG, etc. Then paid versus free. I know it's a loaded question, but just off the top of your head, thoughts. I mean, it depends on book 1 in a series, book 7 in a series, book 2. Is it a standalone? Is it a novella? Is it a full novel? You know, if it's not a full novel, then I wouldn't do any paid advertising. If it's standalone, I may not do paid advertising. If it's in a series and it's like deep in a series, then I might like heavily discount book 1 instead, and run ads on this. It's kind of like too late for a lot of this planning, though. Like if you want to run paid ads for a book that launched on the 26th, you need to start them today. Because if you start ads 24th, 25th, 26th, if you kick them off those days, they will be wonky because those are not normal days and human behavior is different. So they won't behave quite normally. So except for AMS, you can start AMS then, but Facebook ads or in Instagram ads, I can't speak to TikTok. You would need to start them probably today and just run them at like $5 a day, let them warm up. Assuming the book's on pre-order, you can just still link to it. That's probably what I do. Hockey Romance first in series full novel, then yeah, I would definitely get paid ads running for that. How much you put into it depends on how quickly you plan on releasing in this series. If it's going to be like one book every 5 months, then I would go pretty low spend for a short time on book 1. If you're planning getting book 2 out in January, then I'd probably be going pretty hard on building that readership for book 1. I'm certain you've read that one, Tim. That's sorry, segueing into Tim's question in the book I just released. Yeah, that one is about when Phineas is building the gravity ring over high above a planet called Bella Forte in the Lucida system to start building shipyards. I'm pretty sure I published that. I'm like 72% sure I've published that short story before. Oh yeah, yep. This is basically very similar to what I did, except I don't make the bullet list of what I did in the last chapter. Unless I'm like there's something I really don't want to forget, like don't forget John did XYZ in chapter 2 or whatever. I definitely do that as well. So, but good luck, Gen Z. Sorry, good luck, Gen Z. I hope that you get everything up and rolling, and it's a good start. This is the time of year for releasing Hockey Romance too. Like it cooks in the winter, so that's awesome. That's awesome, Kate. Are you saying CM Mason and you use Plotter? I'm confused. Oh, thanks, Yasmin. Yasmin says she likes my lipstick shade. You don't write the name CM Mason, do you, Kate? Because I know a CM Mason who also writes books, and I didn't know there was another CM Mason. going back and making sure I didn't miss any comments. You guys are rolling today. It's funny. The things that we think are norms, and everybody knows about them, and there's corners of the internet that just have no freaking clue about a given thing. I was actually watching a podcast the other day. They were talking about that. They're like, you think XYZ is the most important thing ever? Like, I can promise you that half the internet doesn't even know that exists, or more. It's kind of wild how that works. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm curious to see if you did read it when you get to it, for sure. Oh, I missed CM Mason's comment up there. Whoops, no wonder. Okay, this makes so much more sense now. I just completely. Oh, this was a while back. Okay, now I understand. I didn't realize you were here, CM. Okay, Chris, I don't want to out you. I know your name. I know what the C stands for. But yeah, sorry, I missed that you were here and said that. I'm like, wait, Kate is CM Mason? What? No, that's not possible. Short circuited for a moment there. Don't mind me. All right. Dizzy said, my hockey series has done quite good, so I'm going to do one. Hope we get some more traction. I hope so. I've encountered very few hockey romance series that don't do decently at the very least. It's a pretty consistent seller. Watch if you guys get the comments stripped in that thread. Oh, like they removed the comments. Okay. Yeah, don't break Mal. It's 2 days till Christmas. Don't break Mal. Although, I mean, I've got my shopping done. Mostly, I think. I don't think there's anything else I need to go out and get. We bought 12 bags of chips to keep us going through the holidays, for nesting snack days. I believe all the presents. I just have to wrap a couple of things. Jill might need me to go get something. Oh, the other thing I did is I actually transferred my driver's license and car plates back to Saskatchewan, which is, of course, this is the province I was born in. And it was surreal because when I got my driver's license, it's the same driver's license number I had when I was here 25 years ago. Because they were able to when they pulled up my information using my name and my birth certificate and all that, they pulled up my old record. The lady's like, did you change your name? I'm like, yes. And I had to tell her what it was, which I didn't like doing. I wish she'd give me a piece of paper to write it down on. But it was the room wasn't busy or anything like that. I was able to sort of say it. They had the glass there, and I was able to say it right through the hole. But yeah, it was surreal. It's like, wow, it's like I never left. I've got the exact same driver's license number. Yasmin says, switching up strategies next year. Instead of writing 7 books, I'm writing 4 and 7 novellas. So at least for 11 months here. I like that plan, Yasmin. I'll be really interested in seeing how that goes for you. That's cool. Yes, Tim, I did add my dates to my stories, and I don't think any of them had dates in them before. Except for, of course, the stuff from Built in Victoria. That all had dates, but none of the other stories had any dates in them before. So I went and figured out what all the dates would be. I consulted some of my master timelines that I've never revealed to anybody and plugged in all the dates. Gen Z says, I still need to wrap everything. Oh, in the current series. Yeah. You're starting the new series and you have to wrap the current series. That's how it's done. Nice. Wait, whoa, 3 weeks without chips. I feel for you. That's rough. That's no good. I don't like that at all. Doc Schulte. I would never remember my driver's license number. I don't even know it now. I mean, I didn't recognize the whole thing, but the first 3 numbers were super familiar, and I had one of my old driver's licenses, so I checked, and sure enough, it's the same number. My dad knows his number too. He just rattled it off, and then he rattled off. Apparently, they used to make it so every year you had to get new actual license plates here, so you got a new plate, and the sooner you did it, the lower the number you would get. And he said 1 year he got 3368. My dad remembers the most esoteric things because this is like, it has to be from like 50, 55 years ago that he would have done that. It's insane. Oh, you do, Kate? Oh, no. Kate has ads questions. Okay. Yeah, apparently I did miss. I must have jumped past a whole bunch of things here. Quick one about ads. Other than my Reader Magnet ad, I turned the rest off. I tried landing page views and it was barely serving, and CPC was outrageously high. Should I wait until after Christmas to start new ads or fire them up today? So landing page views don't show you, were you looking at your cost per result or cost per outbound click? Because when you do landing page views, your result is no longer a click, it's a landing page view. And that is going to be always more money because it strips away people who bounce right away, go to the page and immediately leave. And also, we get people who it opens the Amazon app and they don't get counted as landing page views at all. So it's always be a little bit higher, but if it's more than like 20 to 30% higher, then you're probably better off with clicks. But you can also see what your cost per click is by turning on the cost per outbound click column. I have found that 9 times out of 10 landing page views don't work as well, though. Every now and then they do. I test them quite frequently, but most of the time they don't. So I probably would have ended up finding the same thing you did. I would try fire up some new ads today. This would be a good day to start them. Ads for everybody I'm running ads for, they're going really well. I mean, there's a few stinkers here and there. By and large, things are really cooking. So I would start them today because this is sort of your last normal-ish day before the holidays really kick in. If you can't get them done today, then you could start them on the 26th. 26th is well, see, it's a Friday on most people return to a long weekend. So you could try them on the 26th if you can't get them done today, but they might go sideways. And if they do and have crazy cost per clicks or something like that, then fire them up on Monday instead. But I would shoot for today if you can. Okay. Oh, well then. There you go. Outbound click was 40 to 70 cents. Yikes. Yeah, it's like almost like you were getting bots then, because if you're getting no landing page views, that's bizarre. That's just crazy. Hey, Jill?
Yeah.
There's a knock at the door.
Yeah.
It's the mail. She's staying. Our the Canada Post mail ladies are pretty good. They'll actually wait for you to get the package. It's fine.
Hello, hi. Collections on here.
Oh,
Okay.
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 It's complicated.
I am.
Money. So anyway,
Yeah, hey, hi.
in my purse.
Okay.
I think. Oh, all right. Sorry about that, folks. The mail people need money, which is probably why they were knocking. So I was like, yeah, maybe they work for everyone but me. No, they don't work for most people. It's tricky for us, like I said, because of the Amazon app being in the mix. If we were linking straight to a website, it'd be fine. But to be honest, like most people in the ad world are running sales ads. Like no one runs traffic ads. Traffic ads are dumb, right? Nobody's running an ad where they can't actually track what happens after the ad click. They're all running traffic and lead ads, but we have to run. They're all running sales and lead ads, but we have to run traffic ads. So it kind of sucks that most of the prevailing wisdom doesn't really work for us, and we're constantly trying like these workarounds and edge cases in the system. But you've all heard me complain about that. I have to get more books into paperback, but I got lazy this year. Yes, Dennis, this is the year of the paperback. Like you really want to get your paperbacks. I say that as somebody who probably has about 15 books that are currently not in paperback. I am working my way through it. I've done like 3 or 4, maybe 5 this month. I did the full paperback. Amazon's been giving me fits on some of them though, because their templates and their preview system is not accurate right now. Like the preview shows that the cover is going to be centered, and on all of them, it's too far over. And I've been struggling with that. And I've got one where they're telling me that the title's not readable, and that one I didn't change the cover at all. It's crazy.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Kate says I'm going to switch back to link clicks and turn them on today. Make some new graphics, like the ones you made in the school module. Oh, that's cool. Good. Yeah, turn them back to link clicks for sure. For your conversion, and I'm excited to see how they work with some new graphics for you. And then you can do experiment though with Advantage Plus audience and not Advantage Plus, and see what you get. See what you get there.
Thank you.
Poor mail ladies out there with crampons on their
You
shoes.
like enter the credit card number on like a keypad. Swipe it.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Poor Leah had to manually enter the credit card number. Whew. Canada Post has got some work to do on the old technology there. Feel bad for them, like trying to do that in their gloves. It's actually, it's not that cold out right now. I think it's actually just 1 degree Celsius, -1 Celsius, which means like 31 Fahrenheit. Oh, never mind. -8. that's like what, 15? No, that's probably like 18 or 19 Fahrenheit. Monique says, I spent last month making paperbacks for 6 books, 3 more for this month. I used Lulu for selling my website, so double duty. Yeah, gotta do it. How are you finding Lulu these days? Is there delivery and paper quality still really good? Because I know they're more expensive, but generally I think I've been told they're worth it. Lulu's like Book Vault. Sorry. They're print on demand. They've been around forever. They have Shopify integration. They are more expensive than Book Vault, but they're not generally plagued with the same sort of shipping errors that Book Vault's been known to be plagued with. So, and they've traditionally had the best paper that you can get, which is part of why they're more expensive. So, but yeah, I'm going to, man, we have a lot of questions. I usually have like this period where I sort of ramble for a while before we end, but I do want to wrap in a couple of minutes because otherwise I'm going to lose my voice completely. Also, looking outside, it's like the ice melt has done enough work that I think I can get out there and scrape in some places, inch of ice off our sidewalk. Because otherwise, I'm not getting Jill out of the house for Christmas at my family's. She's threatened to hibernate until April and not leave the house until then. But which, it's not the end of the world, but I feel like she needs some fresh air every now and then. So got to get things cleaned up. But I hope you guys have a fabulous Christmas, or I don't know if there's any other major holidays that are overlapping the 25th this year. Like Hanukkah's already happened, right? I'm almost positive that it already happened. Oh yeah, it's like weeks ago, December 14th. Right, of course. And I remember some of the details around what happened this year. So how can I forget? But yeah, you guys have a great holidays. Those of you who are celebrating, of course, don't forget that that this is the last day of Saturnalia. It is also Festivus for the rest of us. And if you need something to celebrate on the 25th and don't celebrate Christmas, you can always celebrate the Roman holiday that is the birth of the undying and or undefeated. I can't remember sun god. I think it's the undefeated, but no, I can't remember for sure. Because of course it's the day. The 25th used to be on solstice. The calendar shifted. Solstice didn't, and of course that means the sun is coming back. So that's what that holiday is for. So you can always just rock your Roman holiday or random other. Well, see, everybody else's solstice celebrations are actually on the 21st. So I feel like this ancient Roman vestige is all we have now. If you don't want to celebrate, you don't celebrate actual Christmas. So there's your option. That's what I got for you, folks. Watch, there's like 900 Hindu options or something like that as well. It was a good solstice, wasn't it, Yasmin? Thank you, everybody. So nice to see you all. Oh, copies for yourself came. I love it when you get your own copies, right? Of your books. It's like, oh, here they are. They're so pretty. It was fabulous talking with you guys and hanging with you. I will be back on Thursday next week. We're going to do it on the 1st, so we can kind of like kick off the new year with a bang. And, that's all I got. Good one. Bye, everybody.